All right, good evening, Super Metroid fans. We have the SGLIVE 2023 Super Metroid 100% tournament. We have an extremely exciting matchup between ProfessorSchool and susreime, two of my very favorite runners, good friends of mine. And first time on comms, I have my good friend Stovetop1321. Stove, I'm super happy to have you in the booth with me tonight to do this race. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, Kev, we've had some absolutely fabulous action over the course of the last few days, and especially today. I believe there were 6 matches or something like that scheduled. So I'm ready to go. I'm really excited. Uh, really excited to see ProfessorSchool with that late croc route, and susreime, based on his PB, runs that earliest croc route with the hell run. So we'll see what he's doing tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. So you have heard of early croc, you have heard of late croc. Most people watching this right now have probably never heard of earliest croc, which is the route. That's what susreime calls the route. So we're going to see like almost like an RBO style kind of beginning to this run. Susreime is the only person I know who actually runs this route. And what you're going to see from ProfessorSchool is likely just very crisp and clean movement, very consistent strats, really high level stuff. Prof is like, getting 119s, just scratching some top tier running here. And susreime, top tier runner, top 10 hundo runner. I think he's tied for 10th. susreime has some of the swaggiest strats in the entire Super Metroid community. So I think hands down, this is going to be a really exciting race. susreime by far running the more volatile route, but ProfessorSchool running that late croc route, which is extremely volatile in its own right. So I think we have like just an absolutely outrageous match ahead of us right now, and I just can't wait for it to begin. So personally, I am not in the race room right now. I don't have enough devices to peek in the race room, so I'm not sure how close we are to getting started here. But you can see the restream layout is getting ready here, and we're getting ready to go. Stovetop and I are both through our first matches in this Super Metroid tournament, and I just want to say thank you to Zenny for organizing all of this. I had the pleasure of racing Zenny a little bit earlier there. I'm not going to tell you who won, but it was an exciting match for me to watch at least. So let's get ready to go. How are you feeling about this tournament, Stove? It's your first one.
Yeah, first tourney. It's been a lot of fun. I definitely wish I joined some previous stuff, but the last hundo tournament, which is my preferred category, of course, was in 2020, I believe. So that was when I started running. And I see there's some kind words in chat. I don't want to detract from my race, but Merrick Lake and I, we had a heck of a run. It was a really fun race. But yeah, excited to see what we see tonight. These two runners that I definitely look up to, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I look forward to it.
Your run with Merrick Lake is on my rotation. That's what I'm going to be watching with breakfast tomorrow. I heard it was a really great run. I'm certainly not going to spoil it for anybody, but please make sure you all check that out. I heard some really crazy things about it. But hey, we're getting started here. It looks like the runners are readied up, and the runners will be synced probably at some point through series. So don't worry about it. I don't think susreime started late. Both runners are going to use Moonfall, and we're going to do our canned Ridley fight here. This is kind of like almost like a cutscene in and of itself, but it's a good start to the game for the runners to start testing out how that D-pad feels, how those shoulder buttons feel. And the thing we're looking to do in series is to get the hell out of series.
Yeah, Sirius Station is kind of just a bizarre part of the game where like a lot of the rules don't really apply. Stuff like you don't have to shoot the doors and stuff like that. So I know it's a preference for some people to include it, but it's a heckin' annoying thing here.
Yeah, trying to figure out why we're not in race layout here. I don't actually know how to change that. Hopefully we'll get that taken care of here in a few seconds. I actually can't find it. Let me see if I could find comms controllers here. All right, I think I made it happen. We'll have to take a peek and see. Yo, I did it. I know, Eddie. I should know that. I've done enough of these right now, but you know, in my defense, there's usually an admin that handles that. So we'll call myself an admin for right now since I successfully pulled that off. Susreime using the arguably more optimal Japanese text. I mean, that's just a joke, but it looks really cool. I cannot hear the audio though. Can y'all hear the audio on the restream? There are way too many. Let's see. All right, so maybe some technical difficulties, but maybe we're okay right now. All right, I'm getting the notice
I
here.
did ping a couple admins in the Discord there just to try to get some assistance here. Sorry I couldn't be more assistance there.
Awesome. Well, that's okay. And maybe they'll do some cropping on Susreime. But in the meantime, we're going to get a chance to see this right now. ProfessorSchool getting that really sweet down back. Susreime following, getting that down back as well. So I don't see Susreime's timer. So, you know, perhaps an admin will get in here and take care of that. But either way, if we don't get those things fixed, at least we still have some really sick movement. Really nice shot there from ProfessorSchool. Nice shot from Susreime right there. Susreime is going to do a climb that's a little bit different than ProfessorSchool. I think Sus has a very unique climb. It's kind of a combination of a climb like I think I've seen Rhea do a very similar climb. So I'm hoping he can pull that off. But let's take a look at ProfessorSchool right now going through the pit room. Susreime often does not have a timer going. So that's not unusual for Susreime.
Yeah, he has at most 3 splits.
Yeah, usually. Look at those sick. Oh, got hit by the pyro. Those were some sick ledge grabs. So Susreime was very recently featured running low percent speed at RTA Japan. So kind of unknown at how much practice Susreime has done in Honda over the last couple weeks here. But, you know, Susreime is a very experienced player, so I don't think he's going to have any problems. Got a little bit of a slideshow going on ProfessorSchool's side. Not sure what that's about, but looking at like, you know, around a 450, 452 bombs time, likely for both runners. Stove, what's your favorite part of early game?
Getting out of early game.
Oh, well said.
Yeah, I realize that early game is very much your fundamentals, your fundamental movement and stuff like that, but it drives me insane. You spend so much time in it when you're doing PB attempts that I would rather just move on if you can.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of early game either. As a matter of fact, running the early croc route, the way I kind of feel about it is the run doesn't even start until you get to Crocomire. You know, it's basically like any percent with a few extra pickups. Then you go to Crocomire, and that's when I personally, for my route, that's when I feel like the run really starts.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat. I don't feel like I've actually started rolling until I get to Green Brinstar cleanup, as strange as that might sound.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's well after wreck ship. But you know what? Oh, look at that Kago right there. Again, you're going to see Susreime move through rooms differently than a lot of other runners will. Mr. Guy Average has said that susreime is a crafter of strats, perhaps a master crafter of strats. Just a different way of looking at the game than a lot of other people. Does a lot of experimentation, does a lot of theory routes and things like that. So, I mean, susreime was most well known for his max percent GT runs, where he has, I think, 3 or 4 completely separate routes and all with top times. ProfessorSchool is has just broken out as a really solid rando player, but originally started out as a hundo runner and can pretty much handle any category you give ProfessorSchool. So 2 extremely well-rounded runners here. You know, very high-level play. Hopefully, Prof Stream can you know, work out so we can see Prof's moving. I don't want to ignore Prof because in his own right, he is just as legendary as susreime, and both Prof and susreime do excellent commentary for the Super Metroid community.
Yeah, that's a good point to touch on, that they're both fabulous community members where they are really willing to help out anyone, which is true for most of what's happening of most runners within the community, but these two definitely will take the time to run through stuff, or maybe jump into Discord call or something to figure stuff with you.
I had the pleasure of meeting ProfessorSchool in person and rooming with him at SGLIVE last year. And I'm looking forward to seeing him again at SGLIVE. Just as great of a person as you could hope to meet. So I hope Prof has a really good run today. We're going to see these routes diverge significantly when we get to the lower Norfair section. susreime is actually going to, I'm sorry, upper Norfair. susreime is actually going to skip Crocomire altogether. I'm sorry, not Crocomire, Kraid, and get to Crocomire as soon as possible. So we're going to see those early hell runs through Upper Norfair. Meanwhile, ProfessorSchool is going to head straight to Kraid. PBs, ProfessorSchool is somewhere in the 119 range, and susreime is in the 116 range.
Yeah, I do have him here, Kev.
Yeah, let's get it.
So susreime, they're currently in a 3-way tie for 12th place with a 116.11, and ProfessorSchool is rocking at 119.06, which he picked up with one of the earlier qualifier races. So really, really great times.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if both of these runners are just ready to pop off. That's one of the great things about these tournaments is runners really sink their teeth into these categories in ways that, you know, they never have before to try to come out on top in these tournaments. And you're definitely going to see a lot of these top players push their time down the longer they stay in this tournament. So, but susreime is running an incredibly volatile route. Doing those hell runs with only 2 E-tanks in a reserve is extremely hard. So I'm hoping that susreime takes a save, because susreime can still pull off like a 120 even with a death. So again, regardless of what happens here, this is going to be a very promising match.
Yeah, it looks like we're still getting a little bit of struggle from Prof's side, but making some good progress. They're relatively close together still for both runners. And again, I'm gonna hammer that home. You're gonna see susreime come into this elevator room, no triple wall break or nothing, just hits that elevator going straight down to start these hell runs.
It's also worth mentioning that susreime does have some world records. susreime is a world record, I believe, for GT space time. Also third in RBO. susreime is no slouch, mostly known for max percent GT, but in recent times has just gone on to just master so many different categories. I mean, as soon as susreime picked up RBO, he was third place in like weeks.
Yeah, and that is kind of a susreime special, if you would, that he may not spend a great deal of time in specific areas, but it was, or in specific categories, but he crushes them with the time that he puts into them. Uh, referencing his any percent and grind, it was a couple months at most, and then just really crushed it out.
Yeah, that's also a tribute to his practice regimen. I mean, susreime puts a lot of time and effort doing room after room after room. I believe susreime might play on a Super NES Classic. Judging by I feel like the menu screen I've seen on his streams. Definitely does, rewind after rewind. I don't know if he uses the practice ROM, but definitely there. But let's see if Professor School can pull off this Kraid quick kill.
Yeah, fingers crossed for the quick kill. We got Timon in chat there, Kev. If you could give the
Yeah, I just saw
controls a
that. Yeah.
shot there, fingers crossed. Yeah, end of the first hell run. Hopefully this Kraid quick kill goes well. Fingers crossed.
Yep, and you see it look like it worked out pretty well. Hopefully we have susreim's audio right now. So, and thank you, Chad, for helping out. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of all these things. And wow, that's a risky bat cave there. I think that's absolute. Oh wow, that's absolutely nuts going in there with like 50 energy.
Well, we got a nail biter there, here for sure. I definitely was asking the same question there, Kaut, of what happened with Cathedral Missile on susreime's way through, but I'm not super familiar with the route, so we'll see what goes on as far as his cleanup through Upper Norfair.
Yeah, I wonder when he does get Cathedral Missile. It almost seems like it would be best to get Cathedral Missile like on your way out of Lower Norfair. So, I mean, I don't even know if this route saves any time. I mean, with the time susreime has, we know that it's a good route and you can get a really good time with it. But it's so RNG heavy, having to farm these bugs, having to go get the Cathedral Missile later. I think it does save a little bit of time in Croc, and you're going to have to look at this. Look at how low. He's going to pop his reserves before he even goes through there. Got 62 energy right here. So it feels really good to see susreime like pull that off right away. We'll kind of
definitely a volatile route. I do remember some discussion. I couldn't put numbers to it, but he was of the opinion that this was not a. If you were to push for world record or a very top time, which is bizarre, thinking how good his time is when him talking about a top time. But he was of the opinion that this is not the route you should run if you were to go for a top time, air quotes.
susreime goes for swag. Looks like we have Professor School stream back, so hopefully that'll be a little bit refreshing right there. Now, this is I think this is actually the hardest section of this Upper Norfair Hell Run. susreime's energy is actually looking really good, assuming his reserves are full. A lot of runners would take a chance right now to pop their reserves and fill up right now so that you don't have to do it at a really awkward time when you get to the single chamber. But susreime has plenty of energy, actually might be able to get all the way out of here without popping the reserves. Oh yeah, look at how crisp. Getting bad drops from the bugs there. No drops from the bugs. What a pain in the butt. And he's just going for it.
Honestly, that's been a bit of a topic of tonight there, Crescent, of why would somebody run this route? And it doesn't really have a clear answer. I'm hoping we can chat with susreime a little bit in a post-run interview and figure out where that's at.
All right, so the benefit is not for susreime. The benefit is for us. For susreime, this is just fun. He's not even going to refill. He's just going to go to Croc right now. And, oh, gosh, this is just... See, at this point with this energy, you're going to have to wait for Croc drops before you get that Croc E-Tank. It's just susreime being susreime, Crescents. That's what it is. And we had mentioned that Prof is on a really good time. I feel like this is a really good wave time. It's going to be under 16 minutes. You can single visit Kraid, but you can also single visit Kraid with early power bombs. This seems like the hardest way to avoid revisiting Kraid. So, like, but you know, again, I'm so enamored by susreime's play. This is cool. This is kind of a feels bad moment for Professor School stream right now. It's a shame it's not going. We're missing all of Prof's good movement, but I'm telling you, you know, go open up Prof's stream if you want to see it. I'm sure it's okay over there. Prof is generally looking good. And thank you for playing it safe, susreime, getting that E-Tank later. And encoder error, that sucks. Well, thanks for the update anyways, Sassy. So it's always hard for a runner. Not only does Professor School have to battle with racing somebody as incredible as susreime, but dealing with stream issues. Anybody that's familiar with streaming, it's so frustrating. So hopefully that's not tilting Prof, and Prof is keeping his head up, and hopefully it'll be rebooted and we'll get that back. In the meantime, let's enjoy susreime's Crocomire section and some of this absolutely spectacular movement. That was beautiful room right there.
Yeah, I agree with Sassy here. Like, if we're gonna end up with kind of long-term problems for Prof, I would prefer that he focuses on the run, and we'll make do with what we have, and can still make some comments as far as where stuff is going for.
Yeah. That's definitely, I support that decision. That's the same thing I would like to do. Oh, susreime missing that Indiana Jones right there. Backup shouldn't be too bad, though. Watch this short charge.
Yeah, swag as it is, moving up with a Indy Jones swing. When you miss, it feels so bad.
Twin. I hope Professor School doesn't have a fly in his room. So if anybody wants to know what that comment is about, somebody clipped it there in my racing. Looks like we're going to get that nice static shock. I call this the static shock farm in the cosine room, when you shoot those bugs first and then pick it up with grapple on your way out. That's a really cool farm right there. Doesn't really lose any time, and it helps you save a little time on farming these bugs.
Yeah, from my own kind of labbing with it, you won't lose more than 30 frames, and if you pick up the amount of supers that susreime just did from that farm, you're just gonna be laughing, especially with a route like this where you get crate ink later. You're gonna be just flying.
Why did susreime reset? Okay. I'm not sure what happened there, but maybe 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 he didn't turn moonwalk on. I don't know. I can't read Japanese, and since I never used the special settings menu, I have no idea what Prof just did. Or I mean, susreime.
It sounds like from chat there that the settings at susreime had turned on, that as soon as you would use an item, it would automatically turn off, and that's what occurred for grapple. I imagine that he tried to use grapple and then it automatically deselected it.
Oh my gosh, that's frustrating. Well, you know, it's amazing he made it made it this far. You know, even through some of the hardest sections of this hell run there, it's going to be amazing to see what kind of time susreime can pull off with those kind of shenanigans. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, that would be completely unplayable.
Yeah, that's an absolutely hateful setting. I can't. I'm sure we could brainstorm a corner case for it, but that is not where we want to be, I don't think.
I didn't even know that was a setting for this game. Nice quick entry, but you know, I don't use moonwalk, so like I am never in that menu. I don't even know what it holds.
Yeah, that was an amazing entry, just coming up that elevator, triple wall break without the same run speed. And like we had talked about and mentioned a little bit from chat here, picking up this missile, so we get to do one and done crate, don't have to look at this area ever again.
Oh, look at that hole in one also right there. That was sick.
One-tile gaps and elevators are the true bosses in this game.
Oh, is he gonna spark across here? What? Why are we getting a spike suit? Just cause? Let's go. Dude, I never know what to expect watching susreime. Like, I got to imagine he's going to use that spike suit. What is he going to get Varya's suit and then Shine Spark out of here? I don't even know.
It's going to be a true treat for everyone. Again, this is that earliest Croc route. I'm not even sure if that's the actual name of it, but it is wild.
susreime, what are you doing? This is fantastic. Holy crap.
We do got Prof setting up for this, or fighting Fantoon here. I might have missed the patterns, but oh, he is in the fight. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on for these patterns with this slideshow.
Oh, I really want to know what that spark was for. It's probably for this room, to be honest. That's all right. Only susreime would come up with something like that. Can't do it again. We'll see if we can guess how many rounds Prof pulled off on Fantoon right there, but it looks like a really good kill time. I don't even know. Like, I don't even want to guess what susreime is doing. I haven't seen this run. I think he's just having fun.
Yeah, I do think that's probably the right thing. That you can do like an X-ray climb or something. Chat can probably elaborate a little bit better in order to skip out on having to go through bowling.
Yeah, it definitely could have been the case. I could see that as being something susreime would do with a run. I think that it's going to be a missed opportunity. We're not going to get to see that now, but anyways, we're still going to see no shortage of really. So come on, down grab. Red tower being red tower.
Prof
Actually,
looks like he's making wonderful progress going through Rex ship here, pulling off some good strats. He has decent health for going through the spiky room of death. Hopefully we won't see him take a death in that room. That one's definitely well named.
especially in this route, when you're doing the late croc route, you have one less E-tank for Rex ship than you have in the early croc route. So ProfessorSchool is going to be mining his energy throughout the entire Rex ship and hopefully come out of it healthy enough to do a gauntlet spark without a ship refill.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely I've ran both routes and I've stuck with early croc. Like ice clips, whatever. The wreck ship E-tank bomb jump is whatever. The YOLO jump is whatever. But doing the rest of the game, like the rest of the route, using just the number of E-tanks you have in wreck ship, or the rest of wreck ship, that is really rough.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm actually just such a big fan of grapple beam. Like, I'm just gonna do early croc forever, anyways. Although I think I might want to switch to susreime's route because this looks really fun.
Well, you are known for your time spent in RBO, so it definitely would be up your alley.
Yeah, who knows? I might be able to get a better time. I'll be enjoying it more. Look at how quick. Susreime can mess up a room faster than I can do it optimally.
Oh, this is a bit of a dicey mode. Hopefully, we don't see a moat swim here for susreime. Oh, he's good. Yeah, I started working on that strat myself and went back to 2 grapples to make sure I don't go for a swim.
Yeah, I like the jump to the missile and shoot the grapple beam, and so you get the missile, and then when when the menu comes off, you just are hooked right on right there. Like that's great.
That power bomb is showing some real precision. I don't know if you could be any more away from that block and still have it within that power bomb radius.
Saving those frames. Now, susreime is he's a fan tune master, so I can't wait to see this. Susreime has great air Dopplers, has great regular Dopplers. I mean, generally has a spectacular fan tune. Of course, fan tune's going to give trash patterns.
From what we can tell, looks like ProfessorSchool got through the worst room in Hundo pretty smoothly there. Definitely the room that just not only is a pain, but also just is so tilting when those robots won't cooperate.
Agreed. Ooh, Enrage. So it looked like susreime was trying to finish off Fantoon right there. Got a really good stutter. Honestly, looks like maybe 1 or 2 missiles too short. Fortunately, didn't get the slow punish, but yeah, 1 missile short.
Yeah, that Fantoon was so red there, it had to just be the one. But still a very painful thing. Enrage, correct me if I'm wrong, Kev, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 seconds, just sitting there, staring at your controller, wondering why you made that mistake.
Yeah, that's the number I heard for that, and I enraged Fantoon in my race too by mismenuing and supering Fantoon. So it's a feels bad moment for sure, but you know, susreime is already flying through this, so I think he's going to recover quite quickly. And Prof's energy is actually looking really good here for finishing this section of the game and having enough energy for a Gauntlet Spark. Does ProfessorSchool go for the Teletubby Huggy? I actually haven't
We're gonna
seen this
find
run
out.
since I haven't seen him run since he was in the 120s. I haven't gotten a chance to see his new PB yet, so I'm certainly excited to see what strat he goes for there. Pretty much because I told everybody I was going to call it its actual name when it happens. Admittedly, Teletubby Huggy is more funny, but
I'm always on board for precision of language.
yeah, you don't think he goes for it, Eddie? I mean, I know susreime will. That's a fickle skill. So nice D-boost there. Getting through the spiky room of death pretty easily. Yeah, susreime does some cool grapple D-boosts. First person I ever saw do a grapple D-boost was Mr. Guy Average. Mr. Guy Average being probably one of the greatest grapple beam users. But I would put susreime right up there as well.
Yeah, grapple beam definitely makes wreck ship an entirely different beast. There's an argument that early croc is your more friendly into the early beginner route, but I think top level, like both routes are wild, especially when you start pulling off the grapple attic and on other similar strats.
It was disgusting D-boost right there from susreime. So I want to see what kind of attic he does. There's so many different variations of attic you could do. I feel like we're going to see some semblance of ballistic.
Yeah, this looks like a ballistic setup for me. And the grapple boost to the ground, that's a sweet strat, super fun.
You know, the other great thing about it is like watching susreime, you're seeing him miss some of these strats, but when susreime does miss these strats, his backups are so quick it almost doesn't look like a mistake.
For sure, doing a fabulous job. Sounds like getting a little information out of the chat here that we've got a gold split on gravity for Prof, and Prof is really pushing for, if he can hold it together, to slam home that 118 that he definitely deserves to have.
Yeah, Prof is no slouch in tournament play. Really went susreime. Prof really went a long way in the GT Classic tournament last year. Has done great things in all the tournaments that he's been in. Definitely no stranger to pressure. Definitely no stranger to racing some of the top runners in the community. So I'm really happy to see Prof doing so well. I'm kind of hoping Prof PBs and has recorded this run so we can see it later.
Agreed. ProfessorSchool's movement's definitely an inspiration to watch. It's really sweet, and would be loath to miss this run because of some technical issue.
You know, it's worth mentioning that Prof was in the Hundo tournament that we had back in 2020. It was when I first heard of ProfessorSchool, first met him, and I think his PB was somewhere around like a 126 back then. So to see Prof getting 119s now, about 2.5 years later, 3 years later, is absolutely incredible, and just a testament to his dedication to the game and just what a gamer Prof is.
Yeah, shout out to all the pro gamers that we have in the chat and in this tournament. It's really cool to see how much stuff is leveled up from the 2020 tournament to now.
So we got one of the robots down in robot flesh, so susreime does not lose too much time right there. I have no idea what kind of a pace susreime is on, but it is looking pretty nasty, even with the few hiccups that he's had to his route, and Prof is absolutely gaming. But as far as these two routes are concerned, we're going to have absolutely no idea who's ahead until Prof has finished the Crockemeyer section. So I think, isn't it like around X-Ray or exiting Upper Norfair is kind of where the routes sync up?
Yeah, like even with the earliest croc change, it's still the same concept as early and late croc, that once we're coming through out of the final Bubble Mountain cleanup, we'll see the routes come together.
Yeah, susreime goes for everything. Just balls to the wall, no holds barred. So speaking of how many different routes there could be, Murik, I don't know if that's how I pronounce your name. There was a Super NES Superstars race, a little like around a year ago that I did comms for. It featured susreime, ProfessorSchool, Fat Scott, and Mr. Guy Average, and all four of them ran different routes. Fat Scott ran early croc with early power bombs. ProfessorSchool ran late croc. susreime ran earliest croc, and Mr. Guy Average did the moon dance route. So, and they were all actually super sick times, very comparable to one another. It was really incredible to watch. So, if you can get a hold of that video, it's absolutely nasty.
Well, we're gonna find out about the Teletubby Huggy here.
Nah, no sex master.
No chance for makeup sex either. Dang it.
Dang it. You know, but to be realistic, when you see susreime make so many cool strats that as he has made, you know, it's like, well, if you were disappointed about that one, just wait about a room or two and you're going to see something nasty. Why? Jeez, that's just, I have a heart attack every time a runner does
My
that.
heart was in my throat for that as well, because we've already had it come up in this tournament, or this gauntlet has changed the course of a match at least. So it's very terrifying to go for that.
He didn't even shoot the top row of blocks and still made it happen.
No, he just sent it. Just the susreime way, just going.
Full send. That is a heck of an elevator time. Like, look at that weave right there. Who does that?
It's just a gold mine if you want to be the next world record runner.
Seriously. Yeah, exactly. Why? I don't even know if there was a reason to do that moonfall weave other than it looks really cool. I can't imagine
We're
it'd be
we're
any
coming back.
faster.
We're coming back to it again, and Kev. Why? Because it's susreime. Like there's no way to actually justify these things. It's just what susreime does. He just goes for it and shows us what path we should be walking.
I like the path we should all be walking. Um, I mean, I'm sure it might save time, but like, I don't know. I look at rooms and I'm like, well, I'm going to try to do the same strats everybody else is doing and then come up with a whole bunch of backups. This room's like, you know what? I'm going to study this room until I find the coolest way to get in and out of it.
And probably kill that enemy just to save a little power bomb lag, because grapple's amazing, I guess.
So Kaizen's saying that weave gives a better door fix. And that's something we actually haven't mentioned. As wild as this game is and all the places you can save time, you can save a ridiculous amount of time just fixing doors. And having doors line up properly in the middle of the screen can save so many seconds over the course of a run. Like way
For
more
sure.
than you think.
I believe I'd have to check the room spreadsheet again, but Hundo has somewhere around 350 rooms. So if you say even 10% of those let you save 20 frames, that's a significant time save over the course of the run, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like, arm pumping can be free time saves here and there because that'll push Samus an extra pixel forward every time you're able to arm pump. So you're going to see that like on, so many different places. And the top runners find more ways to do quick arm pumps here and there. So little subtle movements like arm pumps, fixing the door. There's just so many subtle things that you wouldn't notice if you didn't spend a lot of time watching this game. And so some of the stuff Stream does, like how he's going through rooms, how he's setting things up. So you're going to see he's supered that green door right there because he's going to go for one of his patented Max GT strats, which I really hope he pulls off. But that would save a little bit of time, and here we go. We're getting rid of some missiles for funsies here to make menuing easier, I guess. We missed it. So if you want to know
backtrack just a little bit and say shout outs to the part of the community that does the closest setup in order to get into Sports One Supers. It's something I picked up and it feels really good to nail.
Is that something you need Moonwalk engaged for? I think so.
It might be time to upgrade your setup.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll start using Moonwalk when Sloters mains it.
You got me there.
Yeah, well, I am running out of excuses, I will admit. Hit that Meridia entry for Prof. Just about 37 minutes.
Prof's still really showing up, doing a great job. I'm not sure where his pace is. I don't have his stream up, but based on what we've been able to see, he's definitely been putting something together. And as we say, let him cook.
I mean, I know my time, and that Meridia entrance is at least a good 4 minutes faster than I can do it. But then again, I run late croc or early croc.
Well,
Nice
minus
blockbuster.
26 action and blockbuster. That's probably my favorite strat that I can actually pull off in Hundo.
I still have yet to do it, but I'm going to go for it every time.
I'm going to call out Bastion Blue as the one who made me want to actually go for it.
Oh, nice.
So we did break this tube earlier when susreime was coming through, so no need to break it now and just go straight into setting up this main street short charge. One miss. Oh,
Ooh.
no. There we go. We fixed it.
It's really interesting to see susreime missing short charges. I've seen susreime get some of the sickest short charges there are. But, you know, again, tournament matches are just tournament matches. It doesn't matter how good you are. You know, you get one pass at it, you get one chance to do it, and you got to go for it.
Yeah, it's definitely shown to be a different mental game, as kind of previously alluded to. It is my first tournament myself, and you have to. I really learned I had to fix my mental game going into this.
Oh, here's that swaggy grapple strat. This is actually slightly more optimal than the Shine Spark if you can pull it off, which the stream does. Very, very MGA, that strat.
Grapple's the best. What can we say?
Agreed. Oh, no.
That's an annoying wall jump to miss for sure. It just messes up your feel for the rest of the area. ProfessorSchool coming through the initial cleanup for Meridia, doing a great job coming out of Sandhole. Well, and he'll be moving into Bot Wound and Dragon shortly.
susreime kills enemies he doesn't even have to. I think he just gets bored while he's doing slow stuff. It's like, I got to shoot everything. Keeping Varia suit on for some reason.
That takes time to turn off.
I got to tell you, there was a tournament, the multi-extension category tournament about a year ago. susreime had some he had some serious difficulties in 2 races with stand-up. So just forgetting about damage down values and all that. So I'm hoping this doesn't bode poorly for later, but just, you know, hey, you know, there has been an issue. The benefit of turning Varia's suit off is you don't really need it anymore at all. And turning Varia off generally makes it easier to damage down for Mother Brain for the stand-up glitch. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Doing stand-up gives you, with Varia off, gives you a larger window to be able to damage down, because you take more damage, and like Kev mentioned, doesn't really affect your gameplay at this point. You have enough protection from Gravity Suit.
Yeah, it does like little things like Varia will, you know, if you have Varia off, if you miss Baby Skip, the Metroid will damage you down a whole lot faster. I think there are some ramifications with environmental damage by not having Varia suit turned on with spikes and such, but it doesn't really matter at this point because you have so much energy anyways. So most runners will choose to turn off Varia. Like I turn off Varia where susreime did that spark, but a lot of runners will turn off Varia when they do the Gauntlet spark. Especially in the late croc route. So just an interesting fun fact. What's up, Moth? Yeah, susreime having a lot of trouble
popping off here. Yeah, strange bot wound hallway there, but setting up to do the this is the variation that of the X Factor strat using a sound cue as opposed to the wall bonk. It's kind of an interesting thing.
Interesting full halfy setup. I forget why susreime does that. I think if you charge this shot, it buys you like an extra couple frames on this. Ooh, gets the halfie, but at least top shelf halfie.
Top shelf halfie and moving straight into some grapple beam, which is a solid way to navigate the remainder of this room.
Yeah, so that jump for the full halfie was just a little bit too low. So we connected there. Named the full halfie because originally the strat was called a halfie, where you would spark before you got through the door. And when it was found out that you could actually go across the whole room instead of just calling it something stupid like a fully, so they opted for the full halfie.
I'm on Team Fully. Like I like that name. Like we should not be restricted by what we had before. But I do understand that the strat was named before I was ever a member of this community.
Nice. We got a. I wonder if susreime is, going for like he did that. He got that spike suit in his low percent run. So let's see if we're going to charge a spark here just for funsies. I think he's got it stored, doesn't he? No. Still a pretty good cleanup right there. And gets the spike suit again.
Well, Toofus, that's just a different runner entirely. I mean, he sounds like Woody almost.
Shout outs to Woody.
Yeah, what a great community member. 410 for Woody.
So susreime is just absolutely gaming. ProfessorSchool is looks like a little bit further ahead than susreime, but because Prof has not done Croc yet, that probably puts susreime a couple minutes ahead of Prof at this point. But both runners really gaming hard, and I really would. Okay, so Prof is minus 37 at space jump, so what a tear. Usually Meridia is where runs go to die, but some runners can just pull it off. And let's see the setup for susreime here. Hopefully avoid the soft lock special.
I was in a voice chat earlier discussing some of the blue suit strats, and had some friends that don't play the game ask me, it's like, well, why wouldn't you go for it? I was like, well, the floor isn't time loss. The floor is literally soft locking for those blue suit strats and aqueduct.
Yeah, it's definitely why I don't go for them yet. Although I think it's time I graduate.
They're pretty cool, and the setup's not too bad. Just saying.
Then I would have to get out to practice ROM and actually practice. Which I guess I should. Again, another thing I'm running out of excuses for not doing.
Yeah, I can't tell because my success rate with them is probably like 30% or something. So there's a question of whether I should even bother. But it's not 30% soft lock.
Look at those 2 D-boosts in the pants room. Like, susreime just sees rooms differently. That's all I can say.
Just take a little bit of damage to save from that powerbomb explosion too.
So it looks like we're going to see some. Are we seeing some kind of attempt at the Shack Tool grapple strat? He's just teasing it a little bit.
Be that, or it could be trying to bug that snail to save him a little bit of time coming through.
Yeah, I actually find the snail strat right here to be pretty free. It's a really easy strat and saves you about half a second. I think it's worth going for.
I'm usually half asleep by the time Shack Tool gets there, so it's tough to pull off any strats at that point.
Now, what I've noticed a lot of runners doing lately that nobody used to do is trying to get their missile count as low as possible before they get into lower Norfair to try to manip some drops off of the Golden Chorizo, very similar to like when you do RBO. You want to make sure that you have less than 32 missiles going into GT so that you don't see that like banana beam attack, so that the attack that GT does is just those, you know, eggs. So I think this has been something that runners have done to, I guess, try to get some extra super drops, is my guess, is why they would do that.
Well, getting extra supers with the work that we've seen done on Ridley recently, with dropping down into really pushing that boss, it's difficult to say. Or that would be my guess, is they're looking at the Ridley fight and how much time they can save.
I think it's really so. I haven't even evolved my run to do that strat yet, but it is super comfy going down to Ridley and having extra supers. Now let's see this plasma beam. I can see Susreime is setting up for on top of the statue. Going to shoot this pirate. He relayed a power bomb, so this should be a really fast room here. The thing with the power bomb is the power bomb, that was a beautiful plasma room. Wow. That power bomb will make it so that the wall pirates only take one hit from the plasma beam. For some reason, power bombs only damage the wall pirates. I don't know why that is, but it does. So you can get through that room a little bit faster by laying that power bomb, which is usually a strat you only see when runners have ice beam. I don't know, but that was swag.
Yeah, truly, truly beautiful to see, for sure.
I was hoping Susreime could get that pretty jump. There you go. Still got it there.
Cleaned it up, cleaned it up.
Yeah, Spring Ball being a little bit of a menace there, but not losing much time. So, and this is called the Yo Dog boost for anybody that wants to know.
Beautiful execution of Blue Bomber there. Really, really love that strat.
Yeah, those speed echoes from getting blue will help you blast through those speed blocks there.
And what can I say? It's a Spring Ball strat, so I'm in love.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
So, and I have to do the gratuitous shout out to Sloters anytime a sweet, swaggy Spring Ball strat is used. Oof. So laying that bomb there, so Susreime's going to try to hope to get pushed over the ledge there to clear that gap. Well done. Well
I don't know if that was the
executed.
bomb or if he springballed over that gap. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you
Looks like
can
a little
spring
6 of
ball.
one, half a dozen the other, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So what I've heard is, and I actually go for that too, and I make it sometimes, is that if your spring ball doesn't work, that triple D boost. Oh, we almost got it. But if your spring ball misses, that bomb can act as a backup.
You're getting some confirmation from EOD text there that it's a both thing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're bang on there that one can act kind of as a backup to the other. Oh, and heck yeah! Do we have to go get at this missile? Nope, we're just going straight down.
For a second there, I had to remind myself that Susreime's not missing anything, that we have already gone back and revisited Kraid. So Susreime is on quite a sick pace. This is,
Only correction
aiming to
there is
be...
not revisit the Kraid. We just went to Kraid once.
That's true. This is pretty sick. I mean, Susreime's looking to get just a bomb time for this this tournament. I really hope Susreime goes far in this tournament, because I want to see him nail the full potential of this route in one of his races.
For sure. Eddie does have a good point that he does have to go back and get Cathedral, so maybe this could be the point where he does that.
Yeah, it might be. I still feel like he's going to do it on the way out of Lower Norfair, kind of like how you would in Max GT Code, which would be very, very familiar for Susreime. So he would likely do it as optimally as can be done. Getting that Cathedral, it is possible with the Hell Run, but not with the limited amount of energy that susreime had going into it. So, like in a category, for instance, like max percent suitless, you would go and get that with like five E tanks, or you'd want to have probably at least 4 or 5 E tanks. And there's some more spring ball.
Let's go spring ball strats.
Let's go.
Yeah, the first time I saw that was in Zos 112 for that spring ball strat, and I snapped that up immediately. It's super fun and feels really wicked to pull off.
Yeah, I think it's the same. Oh, nice chronic boost. I think it's the same time as doing the space jump through, or it's like, you know, a negligible amount. I remember you mentioning Zost. I remember him talking about it in a race chat one time, why he opts for the spring ball there instead of space jumping through. I know there was a reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a time save thing or what, but I do know that door fix coming in there is really tough. We got the D-boost strat coming in for Lower Norfolk Main Hall into this power bomb. I'm a really big fan of that strat as well. It's super comfy as well for anyone who wants to pick the category up.
Oh, that's really neat with the D-boost. I didn't even think of that. So I do the space jump, get blue, and then morph through the door and then spring ball jump to the statue. Ooh, that's a really great room right there too. That room is one of the hardest rooms in Lower Norfair right there that Sus just got through.
Yeah, and that's not an easy strat. He made that. susreime makes this stuff look easy, but that is a very, very gnarly room.
So a little strat here to do some lag reduction here for GT, but also to set up this shot right there. You get an extra shot on GT with that setup that susreime used. And here we go. We've got these eggs coming out, so hopefully susreime can pull out a few extra supers from there. Unfortunately, the beam timing is not lined up probably as well as he wants it to. But we're going to be exiting here with near 30 supers, I think, by the time we get to fast pillar area.
Love that strat when you come through that door, being able to aim down and you just rock it right into screw attack.
I have not quite figured out how to pull that off yet. So when you run through the door, you just hold down?
That's pretty much it. It's so you come through the door, hold shoot, and then when you're in the door transition, transfer from holding right to holding down, and you'll just go zoom.
I'm going to have to do that. Even though it saves probably just a couple frames, it's super swag and it looks really cool.
At our level, Kev, it's all about swag. Unless you're susreime, then it's always about swag. Speaking of swag, that worst room in the game was something else as well.
I'm gonna watch it again on the restream. Holy crap! Like that's faster. I wouldn't have even thought. Like I'm like, oh, I have screw attack. I could just like go through this room. So stream's like, you know what? It'll be faster if I just freeze this pirate and jump off of it.
ProfessorSchool has made it to Lower Norfair. Let's go!
I really hope Prof has a local recorder going on for this run right now, because it looks like we're just missing an absolute swaggy treat of a run.
QC doing some awesome detective work. Really appreciate that. It sounds like we get at least a bit of a bead on where we are for the two runners.
I always get really excited when Prof plays really well in a tournament race. I mean, with the amount of dedication that he puts into this game, you want to talk about somebody that deserves like seriously good tourney runs. It's Prof, and he's due. Definitely looking good. Oh, I was hoping for that strat. I love that strat. So susreime's going to have 30 supers entering Ridley. We're having some problems there in the pre-Ridley room. But 30 supers right there. 30 supers is enough to take Ridley out. It's the highest DPS to use supers. 3 supers is equivalent to 2 full beam charge shots. So
Yeah,
we'll
it looks
see how
like
many
susreime is
supers.
going straight into it. Or maybe not, he's changing it up. He just makes me look like a fool.
Ooh, getting kind of a bad pattern there. You know, no matter how good you are at Ridley, sometimes Ridley will just be stupid and won't act right, you know? Another interesting fact about Ridley that a lot of people might not know is that Ridley's tail has a completely different AI than the rest of him.
And the closest approximation that we have to that AI is the Joker from Batman.
What?
It makes absolutely zero sense, is what I'm saying.
It's like, what? That right there, that might be my favorite moment of this comms so far. Nice reverse plower house there from susreime. I'm going to give a shout out to Toasty Muffins and call that Mr. Plow. And we hear in
Around
chat
Bubble
another
Mountain, that's
gold.
really strong run for Prof. Let's keep it going. Come on, gamer, you can bring this home.
Minus 51. Oh my god. Definitely thanks to chat right now for helping us keep track of Prof. Having a monster of a run right now. And you know what? Who better to bring your A game against than a runner like susreime?
Absolutely agree there, Kev. That if you want to play with the big dogs, the stream is definitely in that category. You gotta push everything and pull out all the stops.
Yes, yes, Hodarubi special. That looks good.
Now, that's a good angle, I think. Tough shot, and we're
Let's
through.
go.
Perfect. Let's go.
I don't know if that's the first Hodarubi special made in the tournament, but it might be. And if it's not, it's probably the second. Oh, and look at that optimal entrance there with the quick drops. So susreime using grapple beam right there on the door. For those that don't know about the mechanic, grapple beam opens the door faster than a beam shot. Heckin' one tile gaps.
Yeah, one tile gap just being a little bit of a troll there. But like I mentioned earlier, they are the true bosses of this game. Everything else is just parlor tricks.
You know, if Prof is just starting Croc right now, this race is actually really close.
Yeah, so Scream's got a couple rooms to do. He's got to pick up that Brinstar Reserve and do Bubble Mountain Missile, I believe. So and Cathedral Missile. So he's gonna have a little bit of a problem, or maybe not problem, but a little bit more time to take
Oh, nice grapple swag in Bubble Mountain there. I did hear from Guy Average that is faster than doing the space jump. And look at this setup for this bounce here, right into
Ring
the hole.
ball, let's go! The best item in this game.
Oh my! Just when you think susreime's run out of cool strats, it's like, here we go. Hey, thanks to Iron Rusty for the raid. Iron Rusty, welcome. We're seeing some really sick stuff here.
Yeah, for raiders coming in, I think that we got maybe had a couple of raids coming during this race. We have the earliest Croc route coming from susreime with some early hell runs against the late Croc route from ProfessorSchool. We are having some issues with Prof stream, but Prof is just going hard. He is significantly ahead of his PB right now, so fingers crossed he can push it through and we can use that local recording later on.
Yeah, and right now you're going to see Susreima's going to, if he remembers, he's going to go back. Nice deep boost off the waiver. And here we're going to go see that Cathedral return. So we have more than enough E-tanks to get this Cathedral missile safely. So, just another idiosyncrasy to Susreima's masterfully crafted, unique route.
Nah, you ain't gonna hit me either, enemy. We're just gonna knock you out with a couple ice shots. Too bad.
Oh, look at that uppercut. No way.
Well, earlier in the run, Mothman, if you remember, Susreem was doing hell runs through there, so there wasn't a way to be able to pick that up with the amount of energy that he had. All right, so we are at the point into this run that if we have an update on where ProfessorSchool is sitting, that these should be synced up item-wise and area-wise.
Yeah, so if chat could go and let us know here who is ahead.
Okay, so we do have a little bit of a lead in Susreem in his favor, but as we all know, it ain't over until Samus is standing on the ship facing forward. Well, we're gonna get a surprise when we get to the end. Then we'll have to wait till we get to both runners done.
It is worth mentioning to everybody in the chat right there that the official timer for who wins is up to race time GG. So it's not who finishes first on the restream, it's who finishes the game and hits the dot done first. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, yo, we missed it. One jump.
That's like 95% of the way there for the effort. I think that gets an S plus.
Oh, you know what? Other than I've only ever seen Zenny do that in a run, and I've seen Sloters do it just like messing around. But wow, more spring ball.
Want to point out that that jump angle down shot with the mock ball and then coming through to construction zone. That strat is a monster to pull off.
Look at this blue brim cleanup. No way.
I love the updates on the Zenny sounds we're getting as well. That's fabulous.
And if you watch Zenny's stream, you can actually hear him saying that. Yo, Cross Products here. What's up? Seen Behe do it? I believe that 100%. We gotta get Cross Product in on comms. Cross has some of the funniest comms and some of the coolest room names. And I will also say, just for funsies, Cross Product is a former world record holder of Free the Decora, which is an extension category that ProfessorSchool invented. So go check that out. Yeah, the can room. Yep. We don't know Susreem's pace. I don't think it's a PB pace for him, having seen him do his route. But he's got to be on, I would imagine, on I would guess, what do you think, like a 117 pace?
Well, his PB is a low 116. So if we're saying 117, a minute behind, I'm not sure. It's tough to say.
Road made it. What's up, Road? Yeah, no splits on susreime screens. Susreime, I very rarely see susreime run with a timer.
Just run until you get a good one and call it good.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot that susreime did a save and a reset in the middle of the run to turn off some kind of weird mechanic.
True, Zeb. Thanks for that reminder. Or Nitro, rather. Sorry. Gorgeous mock ball coming out of there. That's a really tough one to time coming through that door transition. And that should be 100% of our items. So we head into G4. Maybe we can get an audio sync up, but yeah, with the different streams and restream delay and what have you, is going to be kind of tough to get that one figured out.
Oh, looks like Prof got the spike suit though. So susreime has an absolutely gorgeous Turian, so I'm really hoping that he's firing on all cylinders here so we can witness that. I am not sure what baby skip we're going to see. If we're going to see the bully skip or if we're going to see the spring ball skip. I know susreime is capable of all of that.
Idle throwing their hat in the ring to say the prof might be ahead right now, so that's that'd be an interesting race conclusion, but ain't over till it's on the ship. Let's see what happens.
Well, either way, we definitely saw some really exciting movement, but looks like we missed an exciting race due to technical issues. So we'll have to hold our breath and watch for the exciting conclusion here.
Couple freeze ups for Prof sounds like, but that's still a monster amount of time that guy's gonna have taken off his run.
Oh,
Beautiful Metroid
gorgeous.
Room 3, one of the best rooms in Hundo when you can pull that off.
Sounds like this race could even possibly be close enough that baby skip really matters. Who's winning? We don't know. And that is the exciting part. We got a bully skip. Looks like it was well executed.
Beautiful skip there. If you can keep an eye on chat there, or Kev, I'm gonna keep an eye on the race time rooms because we're getting kind of close to the end here.
Okay, I actually just got in the race room just to take a peek, but I'll keep an eye on chat if you're in there. Uh-oh. This could be problematic. Those Zebs are being tricky. So susreime does make it
pull a
through.
grapple Zeb skip, no big deal.
I know, who does that? I didn't even know that was a strat.
I think it's a chat can probably elaborate, but I think it's a variant on the down back skip.
We'll just call it a susreime skip. Why not? Now, I hope susreime remembers that he has Varia's suit equipped. We have seen a race lost to Mother Rain for improper damaging down.
All right, let's fry some chicken here.
Yeah, and the race time GG timer is the official race timer, so whoever done's first gets the win. Prof got baby skip. Oh, I hope Prof gets a PB so bad. All right, damage down, susreime. Come on, damage down, damage down. Come on. All right, so susreime has to take this rainbow beam. It's only going to do 3 tanks, so he's got to stand up really quick and damage down very, very fast so he doesn't get a second rainbow beam. And he's good.
Doing those arm pumps does help, and just pushes it right to the limit. Doesn't want to waste a second or a frame.
Oh man, we got one energy right here, so this is gonna be like pretty optimal stand up. I love it. I mean, at least he had reserves, so I think like if he took extra damage, should have been okay on that. But I love susreime is always pushing things to their fullest extent.
Nothing but full send, and we've seen that the entire run, whether it's an uppercut and cutting over upper Norfair or hell running at the beginning of the game. susreime doesn't know the meaning of half play.
No fear in this man.
Really nice setup, making sure all of these onion rings connect so that we don't have any lost time for the baby taking damage. We have a
Yeah, let's wait on it. Oh boy. A couple more rooms to go for susreime to be on the ship. Stove, when susreime hits the ship, I'll let you call it so everybody knows.
sounds good. Just a couple, and I don't know. That's a pretty beautiful parlor. I wish I could do it like that. And here's a susreime special. The animals are gonna get saved. All right, that's on the ship, and yeah, we got an interesting change up here based on what we were hearing. And looks like we got Prof at least coming in for a post game interview. ProfessorSchool finishing with a official race time. Kev can correct me if I get this wrong. 1:18:48. susreime finishing with a 1:19:53. So ProfessorSchool, despite all of the technical issues, did come in first for this race.
And that is a massive PB for ProfessorSchool. Prof, are you here?
Based on the race room, ProfessorSchool is trying to get Discord to open, but it's being a struggle with his computer.
Well, GG to Prof and GG to susreime. Really great race. ProfessorSchool, from what we heard from chat, keeping an eye on his splits, was really gaming for this and gets his first 118. I know Prof was definitely looking forward to this match, but also pretty nervous. susreime is a very formidable opponent to go up against. So to put up a PB, and such a massive PB in a race like this against an opponent like susreime, huge GG to ProfessorSchool.
Looks like we got some audio coming through from either susreime or a restream here. But welcome, susreime, and hopefully you can get your mic figured there. GG to you, and that was really fabulous to see. A lot of really wicked strats. What are your first thoughts coming out of it?
Yeah, first of all, huge GGs to Prof for the race PB. We can't see it. It seems like y'all couldn't see it on the stream, but he did get a PB, a race PB. I believe his first 118. So huge congrats to Prof. That's unreal performance there. And also a huge thanks to Kevin Stope for doing the commentary for our race. It was an interesting run on my end. Many things that never happened before happened, but I'm glad at least I was able to finish it. It looks like Prof is in setup, so hopefully he will be joining us shortly.
Well, no matter which way you slice this, susreime, you showed us some really absolutely amazing tech. It was a fascinating run to watch. I hope you get a chance to stay in the tournament long enough to showcase the full potential of the run. I know you've worked really hard on it.
Yes, gosh, there might be some confusion about the spike suit in Crazy Layer. The Crazy Layer, that spike suit was depending on whether I was able to keep that spike suit, the route was actually going to change. So there was I lost my spike suit in Crazy Layer, but if I didn't lose it, then the round would look completely different. So hopefully I get to showcase that one in future matches.
Is that a nugget you're willing to share with us now, susreime, or do you want to keep that under wraps?
Well, I think the more educated people already know what it's for. But if I can keep that spike suit till X-ray, I will use it to get X-ray scope before wrecked ship. Then the X-ray scope will be used to do gravity from the backside. Oh, we do have a prof here. GG's, Prof. GG's. And congrats on the PB.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you fine there, fam.
Okay,
GG's
so
fabulous run.
Thank you. I just joined this Discord call from my cell phone because my computer is taking a giant dump right now. Sorry.
I'm sure that's not how you wanted it to be as far as the restream looks, but it's got to feel really good to put in a 118 in such a high-profile race.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Okay, so real talk. For people who saw qual number 6, I was asked at the last minute to be restreamed. I totally had no problem with it. I don't know what happened. I had a bad day. I didn't sleep well. Who knows, right? I just wasn't seeing the game. I think people who are high-level speedrunners will understand what I mean when I say that I wasn't seeing the game. We weren't acting, right? I got really upset at myself in a way that I haven't in a long time. I think I did a reasonably good job of like solving that situation. I forfeited the race. People were excellent. They worked with me. And I went to therapy 2 days later and I was like, hey, so this thing happened. And this is like something that I really need to get away from and I would like to try to improve. And one of the things we actually talked about is like, there's a lot of different tools, not to get too deep into it, but like there's an aspect of both therapy and sports psychology that's like, when people talk about this idea of like visualizing your victories. I did the opposite. I didn't try to visualize victory. I tried to visualize moments where I would hit a wall, where I would struggle, right? And I was like, how am I going to respond to that? how am I going to encounter that adversity in a way that's going to be healthy and that's going to let me move forward? And a big issue that I have that Kev knows a lot about is I have this really awful relationship with like my negative self-talk. People are probably rolling their eyes right now in chat, but like literally this all led to this moment, right? Because what happened was I took a much healthier approach, and something that I'm sure I'll still have bumps in the road, but I bounced back from that in a way that I'm really proud of, more than getting a 118. Like, there were moments in this run that were really good, where I suddenly golded a split by 4 seconds at Screw Attack, and I was on potentially 117 pace, and things started to fall off a little bit. And normally that I would still see green on my splits, but I would lose my mind, right? Because it's like, what are you doing, you dummy, right? None of this. It's like, hey, listen, whatever happens, happens. I checked a couple times. I sort of had a rough idea of where the stream was, but the whole thing was really stressful because my stream was a freaking disaster. All I want to say is thank you, everyone, for the support that you've lent me throughout this process. And I'm so happy that I did get this run, and it was against susreime. He's one of my best friends in the community. He's an awesome dude.
Yes.
I only feel bad that I knocked him out, but I'm just glad that I played well, and I feel at least I earned it a little bit against a person who has an incredible 116 PB. So thank you, susreime.
No, Prof. Thank you so much for the talk, because as you mentioned, you said you have these issues with negative self-talk, and we've been around around each other for a long time, and I'm very much aware of your situation. But now hearing that you were able to walk out of that and actually keep yourself calm throughout the run, and nail a PB in a race. It's not just a small PB too; it's a pretty sizable one too. That's really awesome to hear. Really awesome to hear that you are basically just combating the mental difficulties that you were that I've known you to have from time to time. And I think it really shows in your performance. I guess we couldn't really see it, but really shows in your performance. So thank you so much for the race. I'm so happy for your win. Prof and I have had many races before. This is like maybe we are like 2-3 or 3-2 against each other now. So Prof, please moving on in the tourney, and maybe we'll face each other off again. But for now, huge congrats on the PB and GG's on your win.
Thank you, susreime. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I do want to echo what we're seeing in chat, and echo susreime a little bit as well. That having transparent conversations about these situations is really great. And I know you made the comment about people rolling their eyes, Prof. I think it's really strong of you, and really great that you're willing to talk about these things, and the way that you approach this mental game. That's something I think we all can take. We can all take away from this, not just for speedrunning, but for our greater selves.
Prof,
Thank
you
you.
want to get in on some of that real talk? You know me, and you know a lot of my issues. And meeting you live at Speedgaming last year really helped me a lot. I've been in therapy for the last year, taking meds and stuff like that. So, it's really great to see you overcoming some of those struggles. And I want to let you know how integral you've been in helping me, with my IRL stuff, and how great that's been. So, it feels good, man, to hear you talk about that. I'm just super proud of you with your run today, and to be here with you and susreime and Stovetop on his first comms has felt like a really special night.
Thank you, Kev. I appreciate that. This is for a lot of reasons, this is a cool moment.
I would say so, for sure. So, but to get back into this, we all got races to prepare for. There's a lot of really cool races coming up. And I wish you both the best of luck in the future. And Stovetop, I think for your first time on comms, you did an incredible job for first time comms. So welcome to the show. susreime and Prof, do you guys got anything else left to say to each other before we close the show down?
Well, I think I've pretty much said everything, but it doesn't hurt to restate a huge GG's, Prof. So happy. I'm actually sincerely happy for your win, and hearing that all the the backstory there. Sincerely happy for your win. I think it's a great run you put up, and please please, I wish you the best of luck in the winners bracket, and please move far. And
thank you, susreime. Well,
do me some justice as well, Prof. Do me some justice.
Thank you. Well, this is my reward for PBing and getting a 119 in the quals was moving up to face someone with a better PB, and my reward for beating that person is now to face the number 2 seed in the tournament and one of the top 5 in the world. So, what do you? I mean, look. These tournaments are stacked with a bunch of incredible competitors, and we're fortunate to have the structure to put this all together and experience these cool things with our community. So thank you to everyone organizing, and yeah, we'll see you at the next race, and we'll do our best to put on a good show. I will try to get my encoder issues figured out in the meantime, and hopefully some people who are a little bit more savvy at OBS can help me figure out why my stream keeps crashing like this. But yeah, thanks to everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Well, Stovetop, thanks for being here with us tonight, and thank you to everybody out there in chat. I really appreciate all the help that y'all did while we were having technical difficulties, and for helping us understand how far along ProfessorSchool was in his route. Really made things go by really smoothly. And with that, I have nothing left to say. Stove, you got anything left to say?
Just to kind of throw a couple more races everyone's way. We do have we don't have anything in the morning tomorrow, but we do have Eddie in Bressingham at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then coming right after that race, only a half hour, 45 minutes after, 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. we have P12 versus Real Cutie and MGA versus S Melon respectively. So got more action coming your way. If you want to see it, it'll be here. Take a look at the bracket schedule.
Sounds great. Well, thank you for that, Stove, and for everybody out there. We will see you next mission.
Yep. Cheers, all.